What happens when an anti-establishment image collides with the facts? In this debate, the narrative starts to fall apart. Before we dive into the full story, comment where you're watching from, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Nigel Farage has built his brand around taking on the establishment, but critics argue his own background tells a very different story. Veteran journalist Kevin Maguire doesn't waste any time pointing out those contradictions as Reform UK's Layla Cunningham attempts to defend Farage's controversial £250,000 Clacton move on Jeremy Vine. What follows is a sharp exchange as Maguire questions Farage's anti-establishment image, his wealthy backers, the cost to taxpayers, and accusations of political hypocrisy. Let's see how this debate unfolds.
By election, and the legitimacy of an election is not determined by Keir Starmer or Kemi Badenoch or Ed Davey or any political party that chooses not to stand a candidate. The establishment are running scared of reform.
So we know the satirical candidate Count Binface is standing. Chancellor Rachel Reeves has formally accepted Farage's resignation, saying the whole thing's a farce and a desperate distraction, and the people of Clacton deserve better. But if Nigel wants to spend the summer arguing with a bin, I won't stop him. That's probably her best line in her political career.
I thought that's right. He said it was people versus establishment. He's part of the establishment, Nigel Farage, privately educated, Dulwich College, followed his dad into the city slicker, commodities trader, professional politician, £5 million in his back pocket. He loves the best restaurants and private bars around Mayfair.
Kevin,
but it's not people versus establishment, it's Farage versus Count Binface. And it's backfired immediately.
Already, you think so, Layla?
His credibility's gone.
Let me just... The establishment is not any successful person who went to private school. Then everyone who did that would be. The establishment are politicians, quangos, institutions and journalists who have controlled the country for the past 30 years against sometimes the will of the people. And you cannot deny Nigel... Hang on. Nigel has been...
I'll keep me laugh. I'll hold me laugh.
Yeah, Nigel has been fighting that establishment as an outsider for the past 30 years.
But we can give Layla that, can't we? I mean, that's not... Why can't you concede that?
My friend is...
Does it matter?
Don't need to shout about it. Nigel Farage is more of an establishment figure than Keir Starmer, Andy Burnham, Kemi Badenoch, Zach Polanski, or Ed
You have no
Davey.
idea what the people think of the establishment. But
it's not.
So any successful banker is the establishment. Any successful banker who went to a private school.
You create an idea of the establishment, take yourself out, when the top of Reform is packed with people from a financial elite. You've got Richard Tice, a hereditary property developer. Zia Yusuf used to be Goldman Sachs. We just saw him. Nigel Farage, the professional politician and city trader who now hangs around.
So, Kevin, you are mistaking success with the establishment. They had no control in the way this country has been governed in the past 30 years. That's what the establishment is. You don't have to be rich or successful. You have had to have controlled this narrative, policy, and the way this country's run. You're going to go to the city and tell everyone there you're all establishment. They'll laugh in your face. You're so out of touch. But let me just address the fact that she said...
he's going to argue with the bin.
Yeah, so one proof that Nigel is not part of the establishment, the way they quickly closed ranks, all of them, Tories, Labour, Lib Dems, to keep him out. That is the establishment at play.
I mean, I was talking yesterday to Ed Davey, the Lib Dem leader, and I said, describe this speakerphone call, where it's you and it's Kemi and it's Keir, and they're all palling up and saying, let's all have a wheeze and not stand. It's obviously a concerted thing by the other parties.
Yeah, because they're not going to play his game.
Doesn't that suggest he's right when he says it's all one party?
Because he's having his little stunt, his little gimmick, because he knows what's coming down the line over his £5 million. Posh George support, possibly two. TNC's applied, denials. I accept that, and nothing has been found formally in Parliament. But he sees what's coming down the line, where the chances are, I would say the odds are, and I've watched this right through politics over decades, he's going to get a hefty suspension because of the size of the secret gift, and then there would be a by-election. So he wants to fight his own by-election now. Then if he's found guilty...
Does he again?
But then he'll say there's no point having another by-election.
No, he won't. Well, he's not saying... No. There are two...
His credibility's gone.
There are two questions at play, right? Did he breach the rules? And that's the parliamentary standards. And when that ruling comes out, Nigel will be very happy to abide with it and Parliament will deal with it. The other question is, he goes to the people of Clacton, he says, you've seen everything that's been written about me and there's enough out there. Do you still want me to be your MP?
What I was trying to say, Jeremy, is that what is wrong with wanting the voters to decide? What is wrong with that?
£250,000 is the answer. Because that's how much the by-election is going to cost.
Alice, but nobody mentions the fact that Burnham's by-election in Manchester is going to cost £4 million. Nobody's ranting about that, the one that he's called.
Yes, they do. It's all the time,
actually. No, they don't. Nobody's complaining about that one. Someone's ego that he called a by-election in a seat that Labour already have, just so he could be leader, and all the parties partook in that. Nobody questioned the legitimacy of that one.
I think you'll find Reform have, amongst others, your own party.
After that, I've got to work out why that cost $4 million and this one cost $250,000.
Because it's a much bigger electorate. Yeah. It's the whole of Manchester.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, I see that.
So for the mayor.
Oh, for the mayor. I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
I was talking about by-elections.
A council by-election's about 20,000. The parliamentary election's about $250,000, and this one because
$4 million.
So there's so many constituencies.
It's not. Yeah, it doesn't grow on trees. This stuff.
No.
What about the by-elections of your Tory defectors? So you believe in democracy? Should they have all fought by-elections? Should Jenrick, Braven, Rossendale, Kruger? Should they have all fought by-elections?
I'm sure some think they do and some think they don't.
What do you think?
I think no. I think because actually,
you don't believe in democracy.
I don't. It's a different thing.
So
this is a general election.
People elected Conservative MPs have now got Reform MPs. You don't think they should have to fight by-elections?
No, because actually they voted for Jenrick on the premise and on the policies that Conservatives promised they would do, and they didn't.
You've just undermined everything you said.
And only Reform is delivering those promises.
No.
But
terrible double standards.
it's not double standards.
But
this is a general election of how the country will be run.
We're talking about the by-election, you say, is democracy. The general election is democracy. Kevin said, well, why doesn't Jenrick stand in a by-election when he changed parties? And you don't think he needed to. So all he's pointing out is there's a double standard.
And I understand your argument.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that they felt that they ran on a Conservative ticket on promises that the Conservatives promised and didn't do.
Put it to the voters.
But isn't there a point at which you guys are interested in saving public money that shouldn't be wasted? Elections are so expensive. Lee has been waiting patiently. Lee in East Sussex, do you agree it's a stunt or not?
It's obviously a stunt. I mean, it's farcical because realistically, he's claiming that Clacton gives him some legitimacy. Clacton represents 0.7% of the electorate, so it gives him no legitimacy.
But they can still hang him out. That's to knock the whole parliamentary system, because I think there is something about first past the post, which Burnham might abolish, by the way, which actually.
I agree, but the other thing that confuses me massively is it appears what will happen. He'll get re-elected. Obviously, Binface is not going to get elected. And then he's going to have to face a by-election anyway to be suspended for 10 days. So it's backfired.
So, there you have it. For critics, this isn't the political revolution Reform UK claims it is. It's an attempt to shift attention away from uncomfortable questions. They argue Nigel Farage has spent years presenting himself as an anti-establishment figure, despite his background and long career in politics.